Alright, it's nice having you once again in another interesting mathematics lesson. Alright, before we go into the lesson of today, let's look at what we did last time. I hope you can still remember what we did last time. Alright, last time our topic on mathematics was on time, isn't it? Where we discussed or we looked at time measure. Right, you're going to answer these few questions for me. Dash seconds makes 1 minute. Sixty seconds. 60 seconds make 1 minute. And how many minutes makes 1 hour? 60 minutes make 1 hour. How many hours make 1 day? 24 hours make 1 day, and so forth. Alright, we also look at the clock face, where I showed you the hands of the clock. Alright, we discussed that the long hand is the minute hand, while the short hand is the hour hand, and the tiniest hand is the second hand. And we also learned that when you divide the time from 12 to 6, you are going to have 2 halves. And from 12, this other side, from 12 to 6 is past an hour, while from 12 or from 6, this other side to 12 is to an hour. Alright, today, without waste of time, we'll be learning how to tell the time. We'll look at how to tell the time, telling the time. Alright, we're going to be telling the time in hours for today. We're going to look at telling the time in hours. Alright, okay, let's proceed. Before we write, let's carry out some exercise. Okay. Tell the time using the long hand, which is the minute hand, and the short hand, which is the hour hand. Alright? When the long hand goes round the face of a clock, goes round and returns back to 12, and the short hand is pointing at any of these numbers, that is that number or hour or clock. Alright, right now the long hand is pointing at 12 and the short hand is also pointing at 12. That is 12 o'clock. If the long hand moves further, alright, to this other side, remember last time we learned that this other side of the clock is past an hour or after an hour. So now we have past 12 now. Alright, we'll not be looking at the minutes for today. Next lesson we'll be looking at minutes past and minutes to an hour. Alright, if the long hand gets to this other side of the clock, that is is now to 1. Alright, if it turns and it gets back to 12, what do we have there? The long hand is at 12, while the short hand is pointing directly at 1. What is the time now? The time is 1 o'clock. Alright? If the long hand keeps moving to this other side, it's now past what? Past 1 or after 1. Alright? If it moves to this other side of the clock, it's now to 2. Alright? If it gets back to 12, you have now the long hand is now pointing at 12 and the short hand is pointing at 2. So what do we have there? What's the time? The time is 2 o'clock. Alright? If the long hand keeps moving, this is now past 2. Alright? If it keeps moving to this other side, it becomes 2, 3. Alright? If it gets to 12, what do we have now? 3 o'clock. I hope you are following. If the long hand keeps moving to this other side, we now have past what? 3. If it moves to the other side, we have 2, 4. Alright? If it keeps moving till it gets to 12, this is what? 4 o'clock. Alright, if it keeps moving, now we have past 4. Past 4. Remember I told you we are not going to look at minutes past or minutes to. We will do that in our next class. Alright? So now if it moves to this other side, this is now to 5. Alright? Now is what? 5 o'clock. Alright, that is how it keeps moving. The long hand or the minute hand keeps moving. As it moves and gets back to 12, you have another hour, and so forth. Alright? Alright, next we are going to write now. Alright, here are some examples on the board. And number 1 is, what is the time? Alright, looking at the face of this clock, and based on what we just did using the face of a clock. Alright, based on what we did using the clock, I believe you can tell me what the time is, or let me just write it for you using this first or these 3 examples before I give you something to do. Alright, looking at the face of a clock there in number 1, the long hand is pointing directly at 12, while the short hand is pointing at 8. That is 8 o'clock. So the time is 8 o'clock. Alright? Alright, number 2. What is the time? The long hand is pointing at 12, while the short hand is pointing at 5. So the time is what? 5 o'clock. The time is 5 o'clock. Right? Alright, we move to example 3. Draw the long and short hands to indicate the time below. Alright, we have to draw the long hand and the short hand to indicate this time, 7 o'clock. Right? We are going to draw it now. Alright, we are going to draw the long hand first. Use your ruler this way to draw the long hand. Make sure it's directly at what? Make sure it's directly at 12. Alright? And then the short hand should be drawn directly to 7. Please, while drawing, ensure that the long hand and the short hand doesn't look the same, or they shouldn't be of the same length. The long hand is always longer than the short hand. Alright? That is it. 7 o'clock. Alright? With this, we are going to come to the end of this class. Alright, but before I leave, I'm going to leave you with just few assignments. Okay? Alright, this is a few assignments or homeworks I have for you. Number 1, what is the time? All you need to do is take a look at the face of the clock here in number 1 and tell me what the time is, where the long hand is and where the short hand is, and then write the time for me. And number 2, what is the time? Look at the long hand, look at the short hand, and tell me what the time is. Just fill this line or this dash for me. Alright? Number 3. Draw the long and the short hands to indicate the time below. And what's the time? 9 o'clock. You have to draw the long hand and the short hand to indicate 9 o'clock. Please ensure that you make your work more beautiful than mine. As you can see, I use freehand to draw my circles. Please get a circular shape object so that you can place it on your book and draw a better circle. Alright? Okay, thank you very much. Please ensure that you copy the note and do my assignments and submit them on time. Alright, with this you come to the end of another interesting class. Alright, stay safe and goodbye for now.